Hi, Northeast Magnet students and families. This is Assistant Principal Mrs. Nichols. You have seen and listened to information this week during advocacy from Mr. Kreisman and Mr. Teague. They've shared some really important safety information, given an overview of your return to the building, and looked at different things like arrival and lunch and dismissal. And today I'm going to share information as it pertains specifically to the classroom. And I know not all of you are physically coming back to the building, but this information is still important as you all will come back to Northeast Magnet at some point. And I want everybody to be aware of what things will look like and how things will be run once we're back in the building. So during this presentation, I will give you an overview of the learning model and what that means for each of you in the classroom. I will go over some information regarding masks and social distancing. We will talk about restrooms and passes, cleaning and sanitation, and then finally I'll end it talking about materials that you'll need for your return. So I want to be very clear that we do have two different learning models and they might look a little different as far as the classroom goes. So you already know that there were two learning models from which you and your family could choose. If you chose to stay remote, that would be the My School Remote option, and you will really operate the same as you always have. So on November 12th, when students potentially come back to the building, you will still be doing the same thing. You will be logging into Teams at the beginning of each class, participating in the class, turning in the assignments, and staying in the class for the duration of the class period. The bell schedule will change just slightly. We're still 7 o'clock to 2:10 for our start and dismissal times, but lunch will look just slightly different. We do want to have two lunches once students are back in the building, or sorry, two lunch times, so that we can properly spread students out and have them social distance and keep them safe during lunchtime. So because of that, some of our fifth hour teachers will be going to the first lunch where they'll have lunch and then have their fifth period class. And other teachers will have their fifth period class and then they will go to lunch after that. So your bell schedule will look just slightly different in regards to when you have your lunchtime. And that information will be shared with you as soon as it's complete. So you'll definitely know about that before November 12th. But other than that, My School Remote looks virtually the same. If you are choosing the blended remote option or the face-to-face option, just as a reminder, Mr. Kreisman and Mr. Teague have already shared this, but if your last name begins with the letters A through L, you will be in person with us in the building on Monday and Tuesday. If your last name starts with M through Z, you'll be in person with us Thursday and Friday. Wednesday will be remote for everybody. But I want to be really, really clear here for those of you attending in person. Your experiences in your actual classrooms will vary by teacher. So some teachers might be kind of multitasking and teaching in front of the classroom and working with students on teams at the same time. So it might, the teacher might be doing both things. While some teachers might run their classroom very much the way they run it now, those teachers might be social distancing themselves from the in-person students where everybody is on Teams and some students are just working on Teams from a desk in the classroom. So there's no one right way to do that. It depends on the teacher, it depends on the lesson that's being taught. So I just want to be clear that those experiences will look a little different from teacher to teacher. So this mask information that I'm sharing now is really the same as what Mr. Kreisman and Mr. Teague shared with you. You already know that you need to wear a mask every single day. And those masks must be worn properly. Your mask must be worn over your nose. It must cover your chin. Those are non-negotiables. Your mask can be taken off at lunch when you're eating, and we are working very hard to make sure that we have students spread out, that you have space so that that social distancing is taking place so you can feel safe taking off your mask while you're eating at lunch. The one new bit of information here is about drinks in the classroom. So you will be able to have a personal water bottle in class with you. Of course, we ask that that water bottle, it must have a lid, and it needs to be something that you bring from home. It won't be something that we can provide. But we will not want you to take off your mask or lower your mask to drink water while you're in the classroom. Instead, you will ask the teacher permission to step into the hallway. You'll take your water bottle with you, and then when you're in the hallway and safely distanced from everyone inside the classroom, you can pull your mask down, get a drink, put your mask back on properly, and then go back into the classroom. We do have more water bottle filling stations than we had previously. So while the water fountains themselves will be closed, those bottle filling stations will be open for your use. So the social distancing rules that you're seeing are things that you've seen before, but it's important that we review it. You will want to keep 6 feet away from other people at all times. This includes in the hallways, this includes in the stairwells, in the classrooms, etc. Teachers have worked and will continue to work to make sure that desks and possibly tables in the classrooms are socially distanced, so that when you're sitting in the classroom, you do have that 6 feet distance between you and other classmates. But here we really want to make sure too that you're social distancing in the restrooms. So if you go into the restroom and you see that there are already 2 people in the restroom, we will ask that you leave the restroom and come back at another time. The most important information here that I want to share is in regards to seating arrangements in the classrooms. So some of your teachers in the past may have utilized seating arrangements, and some of them may not have. You may have been able to choose where you sat in some teachers' classrooms. That will no longer be the case. Every teacher will have to have very clear seating arrangements so that we know exactly where you're sitting. Hopefully this doesn't happen, but if a student in your classroom tests positive for coronavirus, we will need to see who you were in close contact with, and that might include looking at the seating chart of your various classes so that we can see the students that sat close to you. So again, teachers will have seating arrangements, and we just ask that you be very consistent in complying with this and sitting exactly where the teachers ask you to sit. They're doing this for your safety, and it's important that we are following that. So we do want to avoid groups gathered anywhere, and we need to maintain that social distancing in all locations, and this does include our restrooms. So again, as I said on the last slide, we don't want you to congregate in the restroom. This is a matter of safety. So again, if you see more than 2 students in the restroom, we want you to turn around and come back at a different time. We want you to try as much as you can to limit your restroom use during passing periods, which this is a different message than we've shared in the past. Normally, you're encouraged to take care of restroom needs during passing periods so that you're not missing out on class time. But now at this point, we want to avoid students kind of congregating and gathering in the hallways and in restrooms, and especially during passing periods. So therefore, try to limit that as much as you can. Teachers will allow you to go to the restroom during class. You'll need to get permission from them, just as you always have. And there may be times that a teacher may ask if you can wait just a few minutes because of the information that's being shared at that time. But teachers will let you go to the restroom during class. However, they've been asked to only allow 1 student out at a time, which is really important. Again, we don't want those restrooms to get overcrowded. We want you to be able to be safe and socially distanced, regardless of where you are in the building. So when you are filling out a pass to go to the restroom during class, you will present your agenda to your teacher, and your teacher will have a stamp that he or she will use to stamp your agenda. That will keep the teacher from having to touch your agenda. It will allow you to still maintain a safe distance from your teacher at that time. So we want to make really sure, again, that everybody's safe. I've probably said safe, I don't know, a dozen times in this presentation, and I will continue to say it. So therefore, cleaning and sanitation is really, really important as you guys return to the building. So when you go into a classroom, you will be given a disinfecting cloth, and we would like you to use that cloth to wipe your area, wipe off your desk, wipe off the seat, wipe off the seat back, etc. This way, if you are cleaning your own area, you know without a doubt that you've cleaned every surface that you would touch. So this provides a level of safety for you because you're the one controlling that for yourself. It has been shared that you need to make sure you're washing your hands thoroughly and often. You want to wash for 20 seconds. And when you can't wash your hands, or if you're in a classroom, you can use hand sanitizer. Teachers will have spray bottles that has hand sanitizing solution in it that they can provide to you. They'll spray your hands if you need that during class time. You're also welcome to bring your own personal hand sanitizer. That hand sanitizer needs to be at least 60% alcohol, but a higher alcohol content in that is preferable. So Mr. Kriesman showed you some slides of some bacteria growth of our old hand sanitizer compared to the new hand sanitizer. Our new hand sanitizer is much more effective. So you want to be really mindful about the hand washing and the hand sanitizer that you're using. So when you return, you will want to make sure that you have certain materials with you every single day. And I go through all of those on this slide. The first and most important one is your mask. Again, you need to have your mask with you and worn properly every day. You will want to bring with you your fully charged laptop. So at night when you get home, while you're sleeping, put your laptop on the charger and make sure that when you come in the next morning that it is fully charged. However, you will be using that laptop throughout the day, so that battery will definitely get drained some. So you need to make sure that you're bringing your charging cord in addition to your laptop. So bring it fully charged, but also bring your charging cord to use throughout the day as you need to. We're asking that you bring headphones or earbuds. Those should have a mic if possible. You will still be logging into Teams for the most part, and you will want to be able to hear classmates that are speaking on Teams. You might still be utilizing breakout rooms and things like that. So it's really important for us to maximize the learning environment that you have headphones or earbuds with you. I believe Mr. Teague, maybe Mr. Kriesman shared about student IDs. Student IDs have not been something in the past that we have enforced you wearing on a consistent basis. But because of masks, we are going to ask that you wear your student ID every single day. So those will be taken, those student ID pictures will be taken, and those IDs will be printed for you once you're back. Sorry. But you will want to make sure that you have that every single day and that you're wearing it. Make sure that you're bringing with you your textbooks that you received when you came for technology deployment. Make sure that you're bringing those textbooks with you. You'll also want to have your agenda with you. We handed agendas out as well during deployment, so make sure that you're bringing those. Obviously, you need to have normal school supplies that you would normally have. So pencil, paper, highlighters, maybe dry erase markers, etc. But any of those normal school supply materials that you're used to having, you will want to have with you. I mentioned earlier a refillable water bottle. Again, our water fountains will not be accessible. So if you do not bring your own personal refillable water bottle, you will only have something to drink at lunch. So you'll want to make sure that you bring that. And you are welcome to bring your own personal hand sanitizer if you'd like. So as Mr. Kriesman said, school will be different when we come back, and it just has to be. You see the quote there that the time is always right to do what is right. So we are going to do what's right in order to keep everybody at Northeast Magnet safe. So because of that, school will look different, and it just has to. We will be thrilled, the teachers especially will be thrilled to have you guys back in the building, but it has to look different, again, for the safety of everybody involved. So remember, throughout this process, if you are asked to do something by an adult and it's a reasonable request, please just comply, which is the golden rule of Northeast Magnet. Everybody wants you to be safe, and every member of our Northeast Magnet family deserves to be safe as well. So just a friendly reminder that tomorrow is the last day of the first quarter. Make sure that you're getting all of your work in. Get any missing work or late work in if you're allowed to turn that work in. Please get that work in so teachers can get that graded and get your grade updated. And enjoy your day off on Friday. On Friday, you do not have to log in to any of your team's classes. You get the day off. So enjoy that. But in the meantime, work hard on getting that work in. So this concludes this short presentation of classroom safety. So now I need you please to return to your advocacy so that attendance can be taken. If you have any questions about any of the material that I've shared with you today, you can ask your advocacy teacher at that time. Okay, thank you guys so much. Take care.